Chat, we live? Yeah, looks like we're live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We're live on this beautiful April 15th, 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself, and it looks like it's just me right now. Yep, it's just me right now. I hope everyone's having a great day. There's a lot to get to today, but before I get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you have any questions, concerns, or want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chat's the best way to get your questions answered. And a glitch Evie for 2. Late Algerian politics. Thank you. Late Islam politics. Oh, gosh. Alright, so. We are now live. Yep, we're good. Late Indian politics. Oh, gosh. Okay, so, yeah, just us. It's just me right now. Others might join. We'll see, but. Alright, so a lot to get to today. I gotta pull something up. What should we even start with? Because it's going to be a very busy stream. It's going to be one of those streams that, yeah, gotta pull this up. There we go, found it, okay. So, the point of the stream today is to talk about the whole situation surrounding El Salvador, which, for those that live under a rock, Trump had a quote-unquote controversial plan where he's working with the president of El Salvador to basically send the illegal migrants, you know, to, like, the people that are not supposed to be here, and apparently he suggested that, hey, maybe these quote-unquote homegrown criminals, maybe they might be sent to El Salvador, and this is making people throw a hissy fit. Everyone is saying, oh my goodness, the orange man's a dictator, he's a racist, he's gonna deport anybody he doesn't like, and I want to talk about what Trump is actually proposing, because the hysteria that I'm seeing from the left right now is just, it's nuts. Cherokee Bear for 2 with Rocket yesterday was approved by Harry Sisson. Oh gosh. Thanks to Super Chat. Thanks to Super Chat. It's late El Salvadoran politics. Is just every country now, like late Chinese politics, late Arab politics? Oh gosh. Yeah, so let me pull up the tweet, because this is the messaging that Democrats are using. Where's it at? There it is, yeah. So this is a real tweet. This is a real tweet by a leftist. And yeah, look at this. If Trump will not return him, the judiciary should send the U.S. Marshals to go get him. Yeah, so again, this is about that one non-citizen that was, by the way, a part of MS-13. That's not a conspiracy theory, by the way. This guy was a part of MS-13. All right, we're not even a conspiracy theory. All right, this is a fact. He was a part of MS-13. I can pull the court documents right now, actually. All right, Viva Fry, I think I actually posted this. I think he did. Yes, he did. Yeah. So this is the guy they're defending. These are court documents. And it says right here, as the evidence shows that he is a verified member of MS-13. So it's not some bullshit. The guy that they thrown into El Salvador, the Maryland father, yeah, he's a verified member of MS-13. And this is a real court case from 2019. All right, so this is who the Democrats are defending. This is the scumbag, and they won an appeal, by the way. This is the newest document, and the guy in El Salvador, they said, no, this guy's part of MS-13. So, this is the guy that they're defending. The guy that's an illegal immigrant. So, even if he did nothing wrong, it doesn't matter. He's not supposed to be here. It's not just that. He is a part of MS-13, which is now considered a terrorist organization. So, why are people protecting him? Why? Why the hell are Democrats willing to die on this hill? Hell, even the Supreme Court, yes, they said, oh, the wording of their decision, it wasn't they have to bring him home. They have to work towards getting him home. That's what they said, and it's a legal loophole, but the point is, This is who Democrats are going to die on a hill for. Is this really who you want in your country? He's not just an illegal citizen. He is somebody that's a part of MS-13. And Democrats are losing their minds over this guy. And now they're asking our courts to send U.S. Marshals to a separate country, all right, in El Salvador. That, by the way, that guy's a citizen of that country. So these people want our courts to send a U.S. Marshal to a foreign country and tell them, we're going to kidnap your citizen. We're going to take him back to America. Huh? So the Democrats are basically endorsing the idea of kidnapping people. They want to kidnap people from El Salvador. You just can't make this up. He's a citizen of the country. He's not a citizen of America. Cherokee Bear for 3. Joe Walsh is defending him. Well, it's Joe Walsh. Who cares what that guy has to say? I mean, Joe Walsh is a complete hack. Not smart. Anyways, Dems would defend MS-13 while claiming Trump and Bukele supported genocide in El Salvador. Yeah. And right now, isn't El Salvador like the safest country on earth right now? Isn't it like the safest? It's like top 3. It went from one of the most dangerous on earth to one of the safest. And you know why that happened? Because Bukele had a spine, and he said, okay, the really bad people in our society, throw them in jail. Treat these people like they are animals. These people are not human. Throw them in jail and let them have fun. So, no, they didn't wrap. The Supreme Court said if El Salvador wished to send him back, they could. Stephen Miller said it was a massive win for Trump. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, the way they phrased it was like, oh, maybe they could send him home. That's what they said. It wasn't, Trump has to return him right now, like Democrats are saying. And on top of that, he's a citizen of El Salvador. So if Bukele is saying we're not going to send him back, it's his country. Do these people want a war with El Salvador for an MS-13 member? Really? This is the hill they're going to die on. I just can't get over that. Can you imagine saying that where Democrats, they're so delusional that they want to go to a separate country and kidnap a citizen of that country. I once joked with a friend that the Democrats would resort to forcing people to illegally immigrate to increase their numbers, but I never thought they would actually resort to it. That's what's happening! We're to a point now where they want to kidnap people from Latin America to come here. I cannot get over the situation. But the scary part is that we're not talking about some random people that no one ever heard about. No. There are top Democrats in the House right now pushing for this crap. All right, this is a Democrat congressman of Massachusetts 2nd, Jim McGovern. And this is what he said. If the courts won't stop this and the Republican majority in Congress won't stop this, we must engage in mass peaceful protests to take back our country from fascism. This is a real tweet from a sitting congressman. For starters, where the hell is Pam Bondi at? Guys, when they start saying stuff like this, it's never peaceful. My question is, if it's a fascist government, why would you peacefully protest? If they're like taking your civil liberties away, why would you peacefully protest? Of course, when people see fascism and protest in the same sentence, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? People are going to incite violence. And that's what Democrats have been pushing for years. And in recent weeks, they've gone off the rails so much that now you have sitting congressmen and women saying, we need to take back our country from fascism. We got to stop the Orange Man. Which, by the way, Trump was democratically elected. He won the popular vote. He won the swing states. Republicans won the legislature. The Congress, I should say. And you want to take back the country from fascism when you lost? This is insane. But this is what Democrats are pushing. This is what they're... Again, they want violence. And I'm not even exaggerating. The Democrat Party, for months now, no, years, they've been saying it. And recently, they're not condemning the violence with Teslas. They're not saying anything about the dealerships getting firebombed. They barely said anything about Josh Shapiro getting firebombed. That's a fact. They said nothing. Even about their own Democrat governor of Pennsylvania, they barely said anything. Chances raising for 2. Bill Maher is more conservative than Liz Cheney at this point. Yeah? You're not wrong. They're being sore losers. It's not just that. They've lost their minds. So now they want violence. Again, I know they say, oh, peaceful protest. Guys, when you have protest and fascism in the same sentence, what do you think people are going to think about that? What do you think people are going to do? If they think we live under a fascist government, they're going to riot. That's what I'm saying. Where's Kash Patel? Where's Pam Bondi especially? Kash Patel at least is doing something. Pam Bondi should throw these people in jail. I'm sorry. But they're upping up the temperature so much for an illegal migrant. Let's see. Why didn't they say anything about Josh Shapiro? Who freaking knows? They barely said anything. Barely. Like a couple of them said like a small statement. The guy's house was firebombed and the lunatic wanted to kill him. And they don't say anything about that? Isn't it obvious that they lost their minds? Yeah. And the worst part is it's not just the people in Congress or whatever. The scary part is the base wants this. As yesterday, there was a poll conducted from, I think it was, Survey USA. All right, Survey USA is a very, it's one of those pollsters that's, it's not the best, but usually they're okay. You know, they're not the best pollster, but they sometimes are kind of all right. The point is, they asked Democrats, should the Democrat Party become more progressive, stay the same, and moderate? And before I show on stream what it says, can anyone take a guess what % of the Democrat Party said they should become more progressive? Okay? A reminder, the Democrat Party, they got killed last year. And they're going to keep losing elections like in 2028 if they keep the same crap up. So you would think they would learn their lesson. What % do you think are saying they should become even more radical and say more progressive? Just take a guess, all right? Take a quick guess. Okay, we're getting our numbers right. Some of you guys are pretty close. So, according to Survey USA, 50% said they want their party to become more progressive. Yeah, 50%. And 24% said stay the same. So that's 74% of the party is saying we have to either become more radical or stay as radical as we are right now. 74%. Only 18% said, hey, maybe we should become a bit more moderate. This is insane. I mean, like, guys, a supermajority of Democrats want the party to either stay the same or become even more Democrat. Or more progressive, I should say. Wow, I wonder why Democrats are losing. It's as if they radicalized their own base so much that now they have to triple down. No, actually, they want to, but yeah. Yeah, 74% are saying become more progressive or stay the same. American Nerd for 2, just 50%. That seems surprisingly low. Yeah, but when you factor in the stay the same people, these are people that are, they're fine with the Democratic Party as is, right? They're fine with the bullshit. They're still radicals. So 74% of the party want them to either stay as radical as they are right now or get even more. And the funny part is, the moderate voters, it's only 20% of the party. Only 20% of Democrats are saying, hold on, this is getting crazy. And in my opinion, this is a golden opportunity for the Republican Party. You can win these people over, right? These 20% of moderates, listen, at some point, some of them are going to break free of the party, which they already are. I mean, that's voter registration showing that, the polling showing that. These moderate Democrats, they're a small chunk now, but they still exist. Try to win them over. Because right now, the party, they're going to get even more radical, which is, I can't get over that. Can you imagine saying that? Oh yeah, we lose 2024 in a landslide, at least compared to, prior elections. And instead of learning from our lesson, we're going to triple down. We're going to become even more progressive, more radical. And what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? They're going to get killed in 28 at this point. So yeah, that's a Democrat Party, everybody. I just can't get over that. I mean, seriously, you are going to triple down on the most unpopular parts of your party. You're going to really triple down on that. It's insane. It really is insane. Because democracy. Yeah. Because democracy. These people have lost their minds. They really have. I mean, these people have lost sense of reality. They have no clue what's going on. They're batshit crazy. And now, they run the party. The people at the insane asylum run the show. Good job. I don't know how you accomplish it. How the hell, first of all, where do you find these people from? Where the hell do Democrats find these people from? They can't exist. There's no way. They just pick the most radical elements of society and put them into one party. Just, I don't know. I honestly have no clue how Democrats deal with this because it is such a joke that I don't know. I mean, like, who's going to vote for this party in 10 years? Who? All right, I really wonder how history will look back on the Democrats today, 50 or 100 years from now. Oh, it's be pretty bad. American Nerd for 3, GOP New Deal like control for 20 years incoming. I wouldn't say that yet, but the party keeps doubling down. They just keep doubling and tripling down on the same crap. So, they found Jasper Crockett from the insane asylum. Yeah. Registration should be getting more Democrat. Yeah, in some areas it is slowing down for the GOP, like Pennsylvania. But apparently, like, that's misleading because I guess there's, like, a big primary in Philly, and a bunch of Republicans know they can't vote in the Democrat primary, so they flip. That's what I heard. Because apparently the DA race is happening, or something like that. So, again, with voter registration, it's not perfect. But yeah, Democrats should be surging right now. They're not. They're basically flatlined. Outside of some areas, they're getting no momentum at all. Boomers. Yeah. It's literally just boomers. That's the only voter block that they're getting. Which, I think, I'm glad people are realizing that. I find it hilarious that, gosh, I gotta pull up the tweet. I forgot who posted it. Simple logic for 5. I'm hearing whispers of USA has more scandals coming down the pipe. I heard the same thing. I heard that there is a big USAID scandal incoming with Act Blue. Not just a rumor, actual confirmation. So, that's not bullshit. I've heard some things about that. Again, it's not confirmed, but yeah. Alright, so, speaking of boomers, Harvard got screwed yesterday, and it was kind of a funny post. We'll get to what happened to Harvard a little bit. But, okay, so I think it was The Independent. They posted an article about, how Harvard is, pushing back against Trump. Well, they had a picture with the article, and, does anyone notice anything about this crowd? Does anyone notice just something about this crowd? And this is at Harvard, I think. Yeah, this is a Harvard protest. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. This is an article for Harvard, so I assume that there's a protest outside the campus. Anyone notice anything about this crowd? Anything at all? Listen, I've been talking about this for months now, but just look at this. Looks AI generated. Kinda does. Old people? Yeah, it's nothing but old-ass white people. It's old-ass white people. These are definitely Harvard students. I mean, this is the Democrat Party 2025. This is pathetic. This is like, they're not college students. Yeah, it's old. That's old. It's old-ass white people. There's like a couple younger people. Not young, younger. Harvard class in 1965. They're all 70, yeah. I mean, again, like, the youngest person in this crowd that's an adult is like 40. Are registrations looking good for Republicans in New Jersey? Yes. Virginia, we don't know because of they don't got voter registration, I don't think. But New Jersey, yes. How many classes did they fail? I don't know. Yeah, so this is a real picture, by the way. This isn't bullshit. This is a real thing that was posted. So, yeah. Yeah, these are the hippies from the 60s. Yeah, it's literally the hippies of the 60s. That's all these people are. Like, they get old and now they're doing the same crap again. I just can't get over that this is the Democrat Party. This is the Democrat Party of 2025. Nate Thomas for 10. Trump also needs to stop listening to these federal judges. It's unconstitutional for them to overrule the president, separate but equal. The judiciary cannot overrule the executive branch. He's kind of ignoring them a little bit. He's using loopholes, so he kind of is, but what happened to the old people? Well, it's common sense, guys. Like, it's not the old people got more Democrat. Well, kind of. Yes, the 60, like, compared to 20 years ago, old voters got more Democrat. But the difference is, the old vote of, like, 2001 is not the same old vote as 2025. That's just common sense. Guys, when you get older, you're going to die. That's just a fact of life. Well, it's been 25 years. And the old people 20 years ago, they're dying out. You know, and they were way more conservative. They were a super conservative generation, and they get replaced by boomers, who are by far probably the most liberal generation. Chance Drazik for 5. Remember when McCain ran all of his rallies and looked like giant nursing homes? That's what Dem rallies will look like in the coming years, I swear. Well, it's worse. Somehow it's older than McCain's rallies were. McCain has some, like you're saying, they had some old-ass rallies, but this is older somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but still. Let's see. Are they like professors or just random ass boomers? I think it's a combination of old people, so when you get older you die. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to tell, well, some people like purposely ignore that. Like when people say, oh, Trump did awful with the old people compared to Bush. Yeah, but the problem is, who are those old people? The old people 20 years ago, they're the ones that, you know, fought in World War II, for example, you know. They're way more conservative. The ones now, they were the ones that were the hippie movement in the 60s. So, yeah, that's why the old vote's becoming more Democrat. Object Clay's cater for 5. There's still difference between the quiet majority and the loud minority. The progressives are the loudest, and the Democrat leadership thinks that's a majority. Well, the thing is, they're not wrong. They are the majority of the Democrat Party right now, according to Survey USA. The Democrat Party wants to become more radical. But still, it's like, you're not wrong. The average American's against this crap. Nate Thomas for 5. What's more likely, red Virginia or Minnesota in 2028? I'm leaning towards Virginia personally. It used to be the most red state until 2008. Well, I'm going to say, I don't know. The thing with Minnesota is you got to find a way to do better in Minneapolis. Like the Twin Cities. Like, you can't get killed there. Which I don't know how Republicans improve much more in the area. Maybe they run up the suburbs. Maybe. The only way is that they run it up in, like, Duluth. Maybe that's the way to do it, but I'm going to say Minnesota. Just because Virginia, well, I don't know. We'll see, because a lot of government workers, they're going to move out of the state. So, again, I'm not saying they're either going to flip, but that's a tricky one, actually. That's actually a real tricky one. But I'm going to say Minnesota. To me, it just seems like a ticking time bomb for Dems. A little bit. Like Colorado was for Republicans, but we'll see. I can't wait for Rapture to realize which generation is primarily moving to Denver and therefore making Colorado unreachable for the GOP. Oh, who's moving? They're boomers? I wouldn't be surprised. I know it's a bunch of Democrats from Austin moving there, which is why Texas is a Republican state again. And guys, they're all, the Democrats that were moving to Austin and stuff, they're leaving the state. And Colorado, it's a beautiful state, I get that, but good luck. You're getting the shit parts of California to move there. So. Maybe they'll go both for at the same time. You know, it's unlikely, but I could see it. I mean, if Democrats pick Jasper Crockett, yeah, especially it's Vance, I could see it. Yeah, I mean, if they're probably going to pick Crockett, which Which, if they pick Crockett, I will laugh hysterically. But we'll see. We shall see. Maybe there was a way to appeal to those unnerved by the BLM riots. I think some of the BLM stuff's kind of faded a little bit, but let's hope those boomers don't move to Georgia or Florida. They're not, because this is the funniest thing about the abortion stuff. Yes, in some areas it might have hurt us politically because Republicans are stupid, but the most ironic thing about this is it's making Democrats, old Democrats, boomers, people that can't even have kids anymore, they're moving out of Florida because of abortion. That's a Democrat Party, by the way. That's a boomer generation. They can't even have kids, but they're going to leave Florida because abortion, and they're going to move to, like, Colorado. So, vote Booker Crockett 28. Which, by the way, there was a poll that came out, and I made a short on this yesterday, but I got to find this. Cory Booker poll. Yeah, right here. There's some excellent insights. So it's not a fake pollster. Excellent insights. They found Cory Booker. He surged by 11 points in 1 week. All right, he wasn't even the poll prior. Now he's at 11%. And now he's at second place. The only other Democrat with more than 10% is Kamala Harris. So, because of one speech, Cory Booker has surged to second place. Welcome to the Democrat Party, everybody. I mean, look at this. Jon Stewart's going up. Pritzker, Crockett's still there. Who the hell is thinking this is a good idea? They're gonna really pick Cory Booker and Crockett, aren't they? That's gonna be the ticket, isn't it? What a joke. Who the Democrats pick the primary for 20 will be fun. Oh, that primary is going to be a shit show. It's going to be an utter disaster. Code the Langs has been a member for 5 months. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Nate Thomas for 10. Who's your take for Florida Governor 26? Byron Donalds for me personally. As much as I love DeSantis and his wife and don't want to lose Donalds in the House, he's more qualified. I support Donalds. He's got the primary basically wrapped up. Everyone's backing him. So if DeSantis wants to pull something, go right ahead, but that's not going to go well. But I support Donalds. So. Scared that they're so easily swayed, but that's a Democrat Party now. All you got are old-ass white people that are Facebook all day and TikTok. That's all they got now. And they see one thing like Cory Booker's speech, which I can't get over. Can you imagine? Like, these people, they seriously sat down. And how long was Cory Booker's speech again? Anyone know? Wasn't it like 30 hours? There were people that actually watched the entire thing for 30 hours straight. They're like, get the popcorn, everybody. We're going to have a watch party for Cory Booker. Going insane. Oh my gosh, these people are nuts. And the sad part is, these people decide elections. So, not good. 27 hours, thank you. Yeah, it was for 27 hours. Some people seriously sat down for 5 hours, or whatever it was, and they watched the entire thing. Oh my gosh, the Democrat Party's nuts. Bro, talk for a whole day. Can you imagine watching that? It's like, oh yeah, I'm watching the whole thing to spite Orange Man. No one watched a whole speech. Oh no, I heard some people actually did. Some people actually watched the whole thing. American Nerd for 5. Greatest generation raised Gen X, then Gen X raised Zoomers. Conservative, insane boomers raised millennials, liberals, and... hold on, what? Let's see. Greatest generation raised Gen X, then Gen X raised Zoomers. Conservative, insane. Yeah, you're not wrong. Boomers raised millennials, liberal, and crazy. Coincidence? Well, it's just common sense. You know, that's what happened. Nate Thomas for 2. DeSantis should run for Senate. He had the free Senate seat, but no, he wants to be a dumbass. He wants to be a freaking dumbass. Let's see, hold up, what's this about Mayra Flores? Wait, what? Wait, hold up. What do you mean Mayra Flores is running? Wait, what? Is that, guys, did I actually just see that? Is Mayra Flores running for House? Oh my gosh. She is running. No. There's no way. She's running in Texas 28th. Are you serious? Mayra Flores is going to run in Texas 20th against Henry Cuellar. She officially filed a run. Please be fake. No. That's fake, right? Mayra Flores Twitter account. Oh yeah, she still has to be blocked. Nate Thomas for 5. Imagine Trump running for Florida governor once his term is up, and then running for Florida Senate. That would truly trigger the left. He's gonna retire. But that would be funny, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's real. I am deeply honored to announce my candidacy for Congress. A chance to serve the people. Oh my gosh, no! No! Oh, hell no! For those that don't know, she was the grifter that ran in Texas for 34th. And she was like, we need amnesty. She's actually running for House. Oh my gosh. Henry Cuellar is going to go to jail. Get somebody good in there. Why? Well, Henry Cuellar might get a pardon, but we'll see. Damn it. Why? Where's Tom Homan at? Yeah, Tom Homan, where you at, dude? Come on. Do we really gotta deal with this? Can somebody else run? Get some working class dude in the district to run. Rhino Mayra Flores. Yeah, she's bad. Oh my gosh, it's actually real. The only saving grace for her is it's a more Republican seat. But, damn it! Why do we run the same people over and over again? Like, okay, I supported Blake Masters, that's a different story. That's a completely different set of circumstances. You're having Flores run, like, for the 5th time, and now she's in a new district. What if Henry Cuellar gets pardoned by Trump and he switches parties? You know, Trump's going to deal with Cuellar. Just say, look, buddy, you want to stay out of jail? We'll give you a pardon, but you had to basically be a party line vote. Like what happened to Jeff Van Drew. Well, Jeff Van Drew had an actual conversion. You know, he was an actual, like, Blue Dog Dem. He wasn't some guy that was in trouble or whatever. No, Jeff Van Drew was a pro-Trump Democrat that switched parties. But just tell Henry Cuellar, if you vote for everything we want, we'll give you a pardon. And we'll support you for re-election. If Flores ran against Crockett for some deep blue state, then I wouldn't care. No! Like, Flores would raise a shit ton of money. That's why I'm against it. Nate Thomas for 5. Michigan's governor and Senate race are going to be really messy, most likely. What's more likely to flip, governor or Senate? I'm going to say governor because the Detroit mayor's running. And the Democrats are panicking there, so. But Senate, we might win that race. Mike Rogers, guys, I support him. I'm not the biggest fan of Rogers, but just get behind him. He's going to be a party line vote anyways, and the Democrats right now are a shit show. But I'm going to say governor. Yeah, you have to have major third-party candidate, so. And I think this time, surely John James could win. Surely. Yeah, it's Duggan. That's his name. Duggan is the Democrat that's running as independent, and he's an actual guy, not some random Joe off the street. He is a mayor. He is the current mayor of Detroit that's actually popular, which I know that's an oxymoron kind of. Oh, a popular mayor of Detroit? Yeah, he is. So it could be like Oregon 22. That's a good comparison. K-Cup for 5. I saw a bumper sticker today that said, have the day you voted for. Gotta say I'm enjoying it right now with Trump. Well, yeah. The Detroit mayor unfortunately become a Democrat candidate later. I don't know. Like, his whole campaign is just I don't know. I don't think he will. I guess he maybe could. But. Anyways. I think John James has gotten it. Republicans typically do horrendous in early polling. Yeah, that's the thing with, well, John James ran twice for Senate, so he has name recognition. It's not like he's never ran. But that's also our concern. It's like he's lost twice, which I know, though. Those races he got shafted in, especially the second time, but yeah. Will the Michigan governor race head into a runoff, possibly? There's no runoffs in Michigan, so. All right. Cavero's running for Colorado 8th again. I saw that, yeah. She's probably gonna, she could win maybe, but I don't know. Doug will drop off in the polls after a while. Yeah, but even if it's only 5, he gets like 5% of the vote, that could be the difference. I mean, in Oregon, we almost won. And the third party candidate, like, only got 5% or whatever. So, I don't know. All right. Michigan governor race more likely to flip under the circumstances. The Oregon governor's race had because Michigan's a swing state. Yeah, Oregon's just too Democrat. If that was like a what's kind of a, I'm gonna say like a Minnesota type, like more. It's not state. Well, Minnesota's more Democrat, but not as much as Oregon. But still, if it was like a Minnesota style state, I think we would have won. But now you got a strong candidate. You have somebody that's pretty strong. All right. What helps John is the fact that he's won congressional districts since those Senate races runs. Well, yeah, he's won, what district does he represent again? Michigan 1st, is it? Can't remember. Nate Thomas for 5. John James will be the first African-American governor in Michigan. And since he's GOP, expect the left to throw racial slurs. Oh, yeah. They probably would. I mean, look at what they're doing with Hispanics. Now they hate Hispanic voters. Like, they want to deport them now. No, they want to deport, Elon Musk because he's from South Africa, which is just nuts, but... It's Michigan 10th. Oh, yeah, it's Michigan 10th. Yeah, that's right. Hold up, everybody. We got some breaking news. Everybody. Chat's telling the truth, which sometimes they aren't. But, yeah, it looks real. Holy crap. What? Breaking. Another one. Chip processor maker AMD now manufacture the chips in the USA for the first time ever. They are now directly competing with NVIDIA. So I know people are saying, well, they're doing, I think they're doing it in Arizona, which, you know, the CHIPS Act got that going, but the more you look at the CHIPS Act that was actually passed, it was a scam. But the point is, Trump's policies are working. Yesterday, we got NVIDIA to announce $500 billion. And it sounds like AMD, they're actually going to make stuff here. Not just say, oh, we might in 20 years. No, they're actually making chips here. This is a big deal, guys. Again, I'm going to give Biden credit for kind of starting this. That's the only kind of good thing he did. But again, the CHIPS Act that was passed, it wasn't the original one. But I'll give him credit, I guess. But still, we now got AMD manufacturing chips right here in America. That's good. This is what Trump wanted. And apparently earlier today, I think Trump said that they're going to accelerate the permits for NVIDIA. Let's see. NVIDIA, Trump. Nate Thomas for 2. I like the GOP's chances for Virginia governor. I don't. I think I think Sears is the shit candidate, but anyways, yeah, so yeah, according to Trump earlier today, he says old permits will be accelerated for NVIDIA and any company joining the golden age of America. So yeah, Trump is he got the companies here. This isn't just some speculation, it's confirmed. We're getting factories made in Texas, I believe. We have some in Arizona. Yes. This is what Trump wanted. This is the main reason Trump wanted to do this. Which, by the way, remember when everyone was saying, we can never make stuff here. We can never make semiconductors or chips here. Turns out that's bullshit. We can. We just got to give companies a reason to. And we're just saying, hey, if you build stuff here in America, we'll make it easier. And you notice they're doing this in Texas, Arizona, probably Florida. So, Nate Thomas for 5. Should Lee Zeldin make another run for New York governor? He did the best since the Republicans' last victory in 2002. I don't think he's going to, but I would support him. Lee Zeldin is everyone knows I'm a big fan of Lee Zeldin, but yeah. Object Clay's candidate for 5. Democrats want to deport illegal immigrants since they vote for the GOP, but keep it legal since they support Democrats and gains them in seats in state and free labor. Yeah, that's what Democrats, they love illegal immigration. But you notice that they never talk about legal immigration. Like, they want to throw Elon Musk out, even though he's a citizen. He immigrated here properly. They want to throw him out, but not the illegals that broke the law? I wonder why. I don't think Lawler's gonna run for governor now. The way he's talking, I don't know. I wish he does, but I don't know. But yeah, so Trump is actually getting NVIDIA, AMD, what's another big one? What's another big one? Hold up, let me pull this up. AMD. Yeah, so AMD's actually making stuff here. Yeah, so okay. The CHIPS Act started this, which again, I'll give Biden credit for it, even though the CHIPS Act is kind of bullshit the more you read into it. But yeah, I'll give credit to Biden. The CHIPS Act, it was, again, there's a lot of shit in it that was bad. It was not the original CHIPS Act, but it did get companies to make stuff here, all right? It got AMD and NVIDIA and Taiwan Semiconductors to kind of look here. Be like, we'll maybe look at this. But now Trump, guys, if this was under Harris, you know what would have happened? These companies would have said, oh yeah, we'll make the factories in 30 years. We'll invest in 30 years from now. These companies are doing it now because Trump is saying, here you go. Here's the permits. You don't need to get, you don't need to go through as much red tape as usual. You're allowed to make stuff here. Just get Intel over here and we're set. Get all them here. Again, this is what Trump is doing. He's trying to build up. This is what Trump's most focused about. He's worried about the semiconductors. Obviously, that's one thing Biden got right, which I don't think was Biden, but his advisors were right saying, "Oh, we got to make stuff here." But even then, some were saying, "Oh, we shouldn't make stuff here." I don't know, but I'll give Biden credit. I'll give Biden credit for starting this, but Trump is the one that actually got it going. Like, not just some bullshit rumor. It's actually happening. Your video the other day is aging like shit. I know. The video about like, oh, Trump made a dumb decision. I even said yesterday that Trump pulled a 70 chess move out his ass. He got companies like AMD and NVIDIA to invest here. I had a gut feeling there was a reason why Trump made that exemption, which the more you read into it, it really wasn't. But the point is, now, it makes sense. He got NVIDIA and AMD to make stuff here. And it sounds like it's going to be by April of next year that they're going to actually have the factories up and running in Texas. So, we'll see. Which, listen, if he gets that going, if he gets these jobs back here by April next year, Dems are fucked. Dems will be completely screwed. I mean, right now, Trump's approval is going back up again. A little while ago, Rasmussen, which I know Rasmussen, some people like roll their eyes at, but let me pull this up. Interactive polls. Where are you at? Yeah. It was Jail Partners and Rasmussen. They, Jail Partners does every week, and then, Rasmussen's daily. But look at this. Trump's approval is back up to its high. It's the highest since his inauguration. 54%, right? Plus 8. That's according to Jail Partners. And this is after the trade war stuff. And Rasmussen, which in my opinion is a better indicator because they track this stuff daily. Well, look at that. I called this, by the way. I said for like a week or two, Trump's numbers would sink like 7-8 points at most. But then, after people began to realize, oh, the narratives are bullshit, and then the the deals start happening and like people realize, oh wait, Trump knows what he's doing, his numbers go back up. And look at that. Just on April 9th, he was at -5. Now he's back at +1. Wow, what a complete disaster. I mean, oh my goodness, he went down by 7 points for 1 week and went back up. That's what happened. And I know this, the same shit pollsters are saying, oh, the orange man's at -20. Those guys got paid off by US aid, and they're mad about it. So, but yeah, his numbers are rebounding quickly. And if you're the Democrat Party, you have to be panicking, right? Because like, wait, this was our Hail Mary, and yet his numbers are going back up. Orange man, good. Well, yeah, people are realizing that. Oh wait, the stock market is not crashing like they were saying it was going to be. Just wait until the mid-26. Well, that's a thing. If Trump is like staying at like 50% according to Rasmussen, which that Rasmussen, I know people don't like them, but again, the more you look at Rasmussen, they're good polls, so they're not perfect. But if they keep Trump above water at like 51, 52%, what's going to happen next year when inflation goes way down? Which already is. I mean, hell, earlier today, I gotta find it. I think Zero Hedge posted it. Yeah. Zero Hedge posted this. And remember when everyone was saying that, oh, the prices would skyrocket, it's over? Now, I know this is for the month of March, okay? But a quick reminder, don't let people tell you otherwise. In the month of March, we had a 20% tariff on China. We had like a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexican goods. Not everything, but some. Stuff on aluminum, stuff on steel. And this stuff was enacted in early March and in February, okay? In the month of March, take a guess how much import prices went up by. Anyone, just take a guess. Right? Just someone take a guess. In 1 month, how much did the import prices go up in March? Again, this is after the tariffs were enacted. Not all of them, but the ones on China, Canada, Mexico, and on some products like aluminum. Just, chat, take a guess. Just take a guess. Because everyone was panicking, oh, it's going to be 20% inflation, and this is a change over 1 month. So, yeah, it's a 1 month change from February. Let's just see what chat has to say. $25% on non-USMCA compliant products. Yeah, that's what it was. These tariffs, not all of them, but these are big trading partners like China, Mexico, Canada. So you would think this would cause a spike in inflation. Well, it didn't. And in fact, let me pull this up. Gotta make sure. Yep, Zero Hedge right here. So, according to Zero Hedge, March import prices went down. The expectations was 0. It wasn't 0, it went down. And when you exclude petroleum, it was 0. The expectations was 0.3. Yeah. So, we beat the expectations by a lot. Even excluding petroleum. Basically, that means, oh yeah, petroleum, without it, it did not change whatsoever. It's as if the inflation stuff's bullshit. It's as if these narratives are full of crap. Simple logic for 5. 4chan has been hacked. A bunch of feds have been found to be original posters. I saw that. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. But yeah, remember when everyone was saying that, oh my goodness, we're going to have 80% inflation? No. Because that's not how inflation works. Let's see. Feds really. Oh yeah, 4chan, they're filled with feds. I'm not surprised, but I saw that. And hey, we got Real Text in here. Real Text has joined the stream. Hello there. Hello.
Hey, there we go. Hello.
So welcome to the stream, good sir. I just saw your chat. Yep. Welcome to the stream, good sir. So yeah, Mayra Flores. We were talking about inflation stuff, but go on with the Flores stuff since you're here.
Yeah, so technically this broke last night, but she announced her run today. So Mayra Flores is running for Congress again, 3rd time in a row.
Yay.
She's not running in the 34th district though. She's given up 28th. On that. 28th. She is challenging, well, we'll see who she's gonna be challenging eventually because stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked a little bit about this, but yeah, Mayra Flores is actually running. Why? Why is she running exactly?
She's basically doing the Lily Tane Williams strategy of running for basically the same seat every single year until you finally win.
I don't think it's gonna work, but
But
oh
yeah,
my
she was the
gosh,
first. But yeah, she's the first to announce. The Webb County judge never ended up announcing a run, so
damn.
Mayra Flores probably has the nomination locked up.
So
So
basically it's Henry Cuellar versus Flores. Great.
well, it may not be Cuellar. I mean, there's still the chance he
Oh
goes to
yeah, he might
prison.
get thrown in
So
jail. I still think Trump should make a deal. Just say, hey, be a party line vote and we'll give you a pardon. I think it should be
I
it.
mean, we'll see. It could either be that or Democrats run Jessica Cisneros, and Mayra Flores only wins by like a point when she should be winning by like I don't know
10.
6, like probably yeah around that margin against the socialists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially in that
and
district. I mean, that's just I don't get why
yeah,
we keep running these shit candidates. I don't get it.
that's like a Trump plus 7 district. I mean, that should have been. I mean, that should be an auto flip without Cuellar on the ballot, but
But the Republican Party's dumb. They're gonna probably pick freaking Mayra Flores.
yeah,
Why?
you got the woman that passed off random pictures of Mexican foods her own cooking.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, that was a scandal like a year or two ago.
What did she
I gotta
do?
look it up. Yeah, let me find it.
I don't get why we're doing like why. Just pick somebody good. You could literally pick anybody that's decent. But no.
Okay, I found an article from the Texas Tribune. I'm not sure if it's paywall or not. I don't think it is, but this was from last year.
Oh my gosh. Great. Why do we find the same people like this? Why can't we just find somebody like that's good?
Now here's the thing: she was previously in Congress for like
I remember that. She blocked
6
me.
months.
She still be
Yeah,
blocked. Well, because
because she voted for amnesty
she literally said she supports amnesty. So, and now she's saying no, I don't. You're full of crap.
yeah,
But I'm not surprised. Mayra Flores is an illegal immigrant. I don't know if she's illegal, but she might be. She might be.
yeah. So that's that. I mean, honestly, she probably has a better chance of winning in this district than her old one. But at the same time, I think without her on the ballot, you could potentially flip the 34th district now
Yeah, I mean,
by just running somebody else other than Mayra Flores against Vicente Gonzalez.
yeah.
You could probably flip.
Run
Could
some
probably flip.
brain.
I mean, as long as they're Hispanic, I mean, they gotta.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
that's a
run an
seat where you
old ass
kind of
white guy, basically.
that's a seat where you kind of have to run Hispanics in order to win.
Yeah, I know, but like, don't run an
I
old
mean,
ass
that's
white guy, basically.
right. I mean, it's just, I mean, that district's like 90 something percent Hispanic. It probably would be even more if it didn't have Keensville in there, but I think that's like VRA rules where they can't be too Hispanic because I think that's
uh,
they can't be like 95% of a certain demographic. I think that's
bruh.
what it is because that basically would be like an ethno district.
All right, let's see. Object Clay's cater for 2. Would Good do better than Sears of Virginia? I don't know who else. I don't know who you run. I really don't.
Bob Good, no, he would
Yeah, Bob
lose
Good would lose,
big
yeah.
time,
But I don't know
big time. Base hates him.
I don't know what Republicans who they would run, but
I mean, honestly, the person who would have the best chance of winning is Youngkin, and he can't run. So
they should have pushed like. Do they have referendums in Virginia or no? I wonder.
I mean, they could, but it probably would also be seen as like, oh, he's trying to make himself a dictator. Oh.
Yeah, but he's popular. Who cares? Who freaking cares? And apparently, hold on. So speaking of Spanish, Trump spoke in Spanish in a Fox interview. I saw that he spoke Spanish.
He spoke like a couple words of Spanish, like
I
"Make
love
America
it.
Great Again."
I love it.
But yeah, we'll see.
It's like, I love it because like it's not the cringe like was it Beto that did that on the debate stage?
Beto and Booker.
Yeah, it was Booker. That's right. Oh my, I remember that.
I
That
think
was
Pete
awful.
Buttigieg. I think Pete Buttigieg as well, but I think Pete Buttigieg is like trilingual or something.
Yeah. If you were in Trump's shoes, how would you handle the tariffs? So what I would have done personally was I would have said you have a tariff based on the product. You know, if it's something we need to make more of here, make it higher. And then like factor in the country, like we want to F over China, put a higher tariff on them. We want to work with like Japan and stuff, put like a lighter tariff and like work with them.
I will say one thing about Beto. It does kind of make sense for him to be fluent in Spanish,
Oh
considering
yeah,
he
El
was the
Paso.
congressman. Yeah, he was the congressman for El Paso for a while before statewide office, and now he's king of the Texas Democrats.
Oh my
Yeah, so
gosh.
that's how you do it. Irish white guy runs for Congress in El Paso.
Wins.
Has to give himself a Mexican nickname and speak Spanish in order to win.
All right. Hold up. So a little while ago, breaking. According to Reuters, Honda is now considering moving much of its manufacturing in the United States from Mexico and Canada, aiming for 90% of cars sold in the country to be made domestically in response to the new U.S. auto tariffs. Holy crap! I thought
Let's go.
listen. So I know I think Honda makes like in the U.S. 70% of Hondas are made in the U.S. for cars bought in the U.S. The Hondas that are sold in the U.S., I think it's like 70% are made here. They want to up that up to 90.
By the way, I gotta go. I had class.
All right, adios. Thanks for joining the stream, good sir. But yeah, so apparently we're trying to get Honda to make 90% of their Hondas in America to be made here. Good. I thought we could make these factories here, though. Oh, I thought we had to rely on China. Guys, these companies are full of shit. The only reason they keep complaining about these tariffs is they know that means, oh my goodness, I have to either eat the tariff, to stay competitive, or, and this is a big one, or I have to go to America and pay people halfway decent wages. Oh, the horror. Which, in my opinion, if Trump just gets rid of a bunch of regulations to get tax cuts through, that's just gonna make stuff cheaper to make here. American Nerd for 2. Trump can speak Spanish. That doesn't sound right. Oh, he can speak a couple words. But there was no evidence China could ever make these until they suddenly did in a few years. Yeah, because that's what China does. That's our entire strategy. Just have constant economic growth and keep building up your industry. Build a new factory every millisecond, get another one started. And that's what they did. And now they're panicking because their system's falling apart. I mean, it's coming out that they're manipulating the stock market in China even more. Gee, that sounds very good for them. They have to manipulate their stock market, and what a great thing for them. Is Lawler running? I don't think so. But he could. What percent of Hondas sold in the US are made in USA? Okay, so it's, yeah. It is 75%. So he wants to make it to 90%. American Nerd for 3. Imagine if Trump said a few words in German. I don't think he should. Because people are like, oh, that's Mustache Man. He's the Mustache Man reincarnated. So let's not do that. Let's see. Any other economic news? Rudy Giuliani should run for governor. He's not going to. She comes from a safe red district that appeals to moderates. What? Who does? Oh, Stefanik? She's not gonna run for governor, I don't think. I guess she could, maybe, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it. And what's this? What is Axios reporting? Okay. According to Axios 53 minutes ago, apparently Trump holds a Situation Room meeting on Iran nuclear deal negotiations. President Trump held a meeting on Tuesday morning in the White House Situation Room about the ongoing nuclear negotiations with Iran. The high-level meeting with all of Trump's administration, top national security and foreign policy officials were present. Okay, so interesting. It was Vance, Marco Rubio, yeah, the usual suspects. So they're taking the meeting seriously, it looks like. The meeting took place amid intense debate within the administration over the way forward in negotiations and the compromise the U.S. should or shouldn't make. Okay, so they're just actually working on a deal. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, we're gonna do nothing about it. We're gonna just bomb them. No, it sounds like they're taking it seriously. That's good. That's good, because I don't want a war with Iran. Like, I'm not saying Iran is good, but honestly, what do you think's gonna happen if we start a war with Iran? It's just gonna be Iraq 2.0, even worse. It'd be even worse than Iraq. So yeah. Tons of Trump W's. Yeah. It's a good thing for Trump. Lawler for governor is the best choice. Again, I don't think he's gonna run though. He still could, but how is Vance capable of being president? Oh gosh, this trophy thing's stupid, guys. It's two pieces that broke off. It's not his fault. The guy that lifted it is, but again, if you're gonna really claim that it's Vance's fault, dude, who cares? Even if it was, who cares? But Iran actually has nukes. Well, yeah. On Wikipedia, it says Lawler would decide on running by July 2025. I hope he runs, but I don't know. The way he's talking, I don't think he's going to. Which I know people don't like Lawler, but he's our best option. I personally am fine with him. You know, he's not perfect or whatever, but I would much rather have Lawler than freaking Hochul. Which ain't saying much, but Vance lost some aura points. Who cares? If Lawler doesn't run for governor, which Republican has the best chance? None of them. Alright, Vance will still win. Yeah. Easy, just blame China for piss poor manufacturing. Yeah. Well, guys, China, they make stuff cheap, but it's not good. Okay, Josh Hawley posted this very cryptic thing. People are telling me to look at it. Okay, Josh Hawley posted this a little while ago. Let's read it. It's an opinion piece by Hawley. The negotiations over President Trump's big, beautiful budget bill have to date include surprisingly little talks to tax cuts of the people that need it most. America's working class. These are the people who make less than $80,000 per year, and these are Americans Washington policy types have largely forgotten for a generation. Republicans should remember them now and deliver for them the largest tax cut in their lifetime. So, yeah, apparently Hawley's saying they don't like the tax cuts. It sounds like they don't like the tax cuts that they're talking about right now. So, okay, but I'm trying to think of, like, what he means by this. Are they just saying, like, we're not, I don't know. I'm kind of confused by this, because don't people that pay make less than 80,000, I don't think they pay that much in taxes, in a percent at least. So, what would you expect? I don't know. Is he saying, like, there's no tax on tips, which if that's the case, that's stupid. But I think there should be, again, the common sense thing is no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. Get that through. You don't really have to do much more, because I don't think you really can. Unless you just get rid of the income tax, but at this point, you're just making, like, negligible gains at this point. So, I don't know. Oh gosh, what the real Texan post? Oh my gosh. No way. No way. Is this real? What the hell? Is this real? Kyle Sweetster is running. He's running for the U.S. Senate against Tommy Tuberville. Are you shitting me right now? They're gonna run this bozo? What? They're gonna really roll out this idiot. For those that don't know, this is the principled conservative that was, in those shitty Democrat ads. He's actually running for the U.S. Senate. Guys, this guy's a complete meme. Guys, he's one of those, he's that principled conservative guy. He's like, oh, I'm the pro-democracy Republican and stuff. I gotta pull one of his videos earlier. Who? Yeah, a lot of people don't. I'm surprised people don't remember him. Again, look up Kyle Sweetster in 2024. He is the Republican that supported the, he endorsed Harris, yeah. And hold on, actually, John just joined the stream. Hold on, is this real? Yes, John has joined the stream. Hello, good sir.
I saw this bull.
What?
And I had to tap in what you're just talking about just now. Kyle Sweetser.
Ooh, yay.
Well, this guy is the cut and mold, basically like pretend turncoat, right? The whole idea is that he's like he's a protest conservative. He's part of imagine the Lincoln Project. Imagine Reaganite conservatives, like principled opposition to Trump. Like, this is like the exact mold that he's cut from, and it's completely inauthentic. It's a total lie.
It's literally cucks for Harris. Oops, did I say that?
No, it is quite literally like his wife's boyfriend must be so proud of him right now. It's completely unironically. And you go and you look at what Tommy Tuberville's been doing in the Senate. He's actually trying to let Americans take control of America. Everything that he's co-sponsoring, he was doing a bill to try and take back agricultural land from Chinese. Look, every single time Tommy comes up in the freaking news, it's just like this beautiful, beautiful thing. He's like one of our best senators. And also the entire idea, his thing here, he's saying, oh, well, we got to send him back to Florida. Listen, Tommy Tuberville has been considered Alabamian ever since he had his run in Auburn. I'm very familiar with Auburn culture, Auburn football. Everybody longs for the days of Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville was one of our favorite coaches ever for Auburn, and he literally lived in the same neighborhood as my uncle. I went to his house, and he was the coolest guy ever. It's like this completely retard cuckold for the Democrat Party who voted for Harris and tried to do a protest vote against Trump is trying to take out one of my favorite senators of all time, favorite football coaches, who was super chill. And like I said, lived a couple doors down from my uncle. This is so freaking stupid.
Yeah.
Please. I want to say ugly things right now, but I'm trying not to because we're on stream.
This, guys.
Please.
Look up Kyle Sweetser in 2024. Just look him up. He is the Reagan conservative that spoke at the DNC. That's who this guy is. And what is Real Texas saying? Republican Congress is back. No. Did they make another one of those ads? Oh my gosh. Does everyone remember Republican Congressman, that shitty ad? Everyone remember that? It was like that shitty ad of the porn thing. It was like the guy was watching them do it and stuff. It was one of those shitty ads. I gotta pull this up. Republican Congressman. Republican Congressman ad. I can't find it. Damn. I can't find the original one. American Nerd for 2. War Eagle, make Auburn football great again. Yeah. Again.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've had a really crappy run. Auburn football has been awful.
It's dog shit.
It's been dog shit. I mean, our basketball team has been doing all right. But football's been pretty bad. for a while. And that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody misses when Tommy was in charge of the team. That's what I'm telling you. Everybody misses Tommy, but we're really happy that he's like representing Alabama. Not a single freaking solitary soul in the state of Alabama, except maybe for some University of Alabama fans that are bitter, actually think Tommy Tuberville is like non-Alabamian, like that acts like he's a carpetbagger or some
Yeah.
crap. That's so retarded. So retarded.
American Nerd for 3. Tuberville's football peak was Auburn 04 season.
And that was a lot of fun, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Republican congressman, guys, this is a shitty ad where it's like the guy like watching porn and stuff. It's like the guy like knocks on his door. He's like, "I'm your Republican congressman. I'm gonna ban porn," which I still argued that ad helped Republicans with young people. I still think that's what happened. So apparently, there's a new ad for the for this Republican congressman, which again, it's just some old guy that's. Oh my gosh, what is this? Okay, I'm gonna watch. Okay, I'm not gonna play the audio because I don't want to. Actually, should I play the audio? Okay, you know what? Let's just. Oh my gosh, I'll play the audio for stream and let's see what it says. I don't know what this ad is. I'm kind of concerned. Oh gosh. There's no way this is real. They actually came up with a new one.
Bro, I just paid my taxes.
Oh, God.
So expensive.
I'm freaking done. Did I just see that? This a real ad by a Democrat group? What? Are we living in some fucking bizarro timeline? What the actual fuck did I just listen to? I listened for 5 seconds. So, the Democrat Party of 2025 is pushing ads like this. I wonder why Republicans are, like, winning. John, do you wonder why Democrats are losing all the time and have, like, 20% approval?
Not at all. I just wonder why we're not down to 0 yet. It scares me that we're not down to 0.
Todd for 5. Go Vols. I feel the Auburn pain of having to play Georgia and Alabama every year. John, are you an Auburn fan?
Yeah, no, I'm a big Auburn fan. I have at certain points in my life lived in that area. Not going to say which points in my life, but I love that place. I mean, you guys have to understand, I know I have like a very neutral accent most of the time, but I am, I feel like an Alabama raised boy. And yeah, no, it's probably, it's beautiful. Like a lot of people say horrible things about Alabama because they look at Mobile or they look at like, the dirty parts of Birmingham, stuff like that. But you go to a place like Auburn and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And I've always had pride. I've been proud of that. It's an idyllic kind of situation. So love the city, love the team. A lot of my family graduated from Auburn. And yeah, I know I went to Florida. I didn't go to Auburn obviously because I honestly, the main reason I didn't go to Auburn University was an in-state, out-of-state tuition kind of issue. If you guys get me, like you pay way less like when you go to the university inside your state, but I've loved Auburn from the bottom of my heart for a long time. Hope it gets better. War Eagle.
Crack mode for 5. Dems think they can paint us as closeted gays when they have Harry Sisson. The Democrat Party's cooked. I can't go over that ad. Again, guys, the original ad, it's basically like trying to say, oh, Republicans are going to ban porn, which I still think to help them, but it's like, these morons are posting this crap, and they wonder why they're losing. Do you think honestly, do people think young voters want to be seen as this? As degenerates all the time? American Nerd for 5. Is Tuberville actually going to run for governor? I wouldn't mind that, as he would be an upgrade from Ivy, but there would be a downgrade in his seats. We'll see.
That's true. That's like a big truth nuke. Like, Tuberville's been great in the Senate, and I don't think I am not aware of shoes that would replace him well. But I mean, it's like, if he's ever going to be governor, it would be now. He's not going to be governor at any other point. Like, he's too old.
Yeah.
So I want him to be governor. I want him to run for governor. I know he'll win, and I would be, my heart would fly. We really love him. He's a family friend, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you. Senator Tuberville is a family friend. So I feel the same way about him as I do about Jimmy Petronas. Just a wonderful guy. So yeah, but I hope he does, and I hope we find someone good to replace him in Senate. So that's my opinion.
Puerto Rico for 2, the migrant party. Oh gosh, I can't get over the fact that this is the Democrat Party. Everybody, I'm stunned. It's time to pack it up. I think. I wonder who, like, I don't get why people are like. I still have no words for what I've just witnessed. I'm sorry, like, I'm out of it, guys. We've hit rock bottom, I think. We really have hit rock bottom as a society. Again, why are they not at 0% right now? Why are they still at 21%? Or 25%? Why?
There is a large portion of infantilized adults who look at this stuff and kind of have a little cackle to themselves, but
yeah,
I don't know what else to say except for that. I think we're growing out of it. I think people just want to be real, like real American,
Yeah, real.
They just want to be they just want to be real, and they're tired of this fake shit. And that's all the Democrat Party is. Let's be honest, like, every single aspect of the Democrat Party is just fake shit now. It's just fake.
The fact it got 75 million votes is depressing. Well, that's when you get boomers to vote for you. That's literally all it is. It's a death cult. Who are they trying to appeal to? People on the sex offender registry.
So true.
Basically.
So true.
I mean, like, they obviously didn't show anything. They didn't show any, like, bad, like, they didn't actually show it, but you know what was happening. This is just freaking nuts. But it's like, when they do ads like this, they usually tested, like, the scores on it and stuff. They, like, see if it's actually good ad or not. I guarantee you, all they got are a bunch of old-ass white people to say it's good, and they call it a day. Alright. If anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, or whatever, send them now. Last calls for super chats, folks. Last calls for super chats. The Democrats are lower than 21%. It's like 25% now. It kind of plateaued, but good news for us is they're so incompetent that they're not going to do anything. So that's the one positive. Republicans suck, but at least they're not at like 20. So all right. Again, last calls for super chats. The ad was so bad I laughed my ass off. The ad was terrible, but the thing is, they actually pushed it. They pushed the same crap at 24. It didn't work. It hurt them with young people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're just gonna keep doing the same thing. Like, are they trying to gaslight people to think this is good stuff? Is that their entire strategy? All right, going back to New York, Lawler City will run. It all depends on the environment of New York. True. All right, I wonder what the rest of the ad is like. I kind of skimmed through it. It's just like, oh, I promised you tax cuts, but I gotta, yeah. Anyways. Oh my gosh. All right, got any last thoughts, John?
The people watching that video probably have smoked so many polls on their own that they're desensitized to the idea Congress people do it. Also, like, the Dems had a sex scandal with cocaine in Congress. I have no idea why any of this is happening anymore. Like, the Democrats are too degenerate to make any claims of anyone else. It's just all projection. Democrats project. They're fake. We're going to destroy them. God bless.
Yep. Do you see what Chris Columbus said about Trump being in Home Alone 2? What? That I was brought to you by Cornhub. Probably. I would be surprised. Reminds me of Won't Pack Down's Us MAGA Republicans. Oh, I remember that! I remember that ad. Yeah, it's like all the sweaty guys that look like they were sex offenders. I remember that. We watched that video, I think. Yeah, stream. Yeah, I remember that. It's like the guys are like sweating, like they're losing their shit. It's like, oh, they're breathing awkwardly. Oh my gosh. It's the same people. It's the same people. Who does that ad appeal to? Well, I think it appeals to Zoomers. I remember 2024, it was, oh, the Zoomers going to win us the election. Yeah, how did that go?
All I think about and this is what you should think about too when you see these ads. When you see them like portray Republicans as obese, sweaty, like porn fried degenerates, you have to remember that they had to hire actors to do it, and all of those actors have to be Democrats.
Yeah.
Which means like every single time that you see it, like them portray like disgusting troglodytes as Republicans, it's their disgusting troglodytes. They're just like it's all projection. 150% projection.
Yeah.
They are disgusting both inside and out, and so that's why they're gonna lose.
Let's see. These people really need God. Well, speaking of God, before I forget, there was something interesting that's happening in France right now that I want to talk about real quick. That's kind of cool. American Horror for 10. Home Alone 2 director Chris Columbus says he wants Donald Trump cameo removed. I just wish it was gone. I can't cut it. If I cut it, it'd probably be sent out of the country. What a loser. Why? It's just Trump in the background for 5 seconds. Who cares? But yeah, so there's some interesting news out of France yesterday that I read that, it's a good thing that this is happening. So apparently in the last couple of days, France's Catholic Church will welcome more than 10,000 adults at Easter this year, marking a 45% increase from 2024. The French report reveals the highest numbers ever recorded since the survey began over 20 years ago. Even more striking is the demographic shift. Young adults now constitute the largest segment of converts. The 8 to 25 age group, composed of students and young professionals, now represent 42% of the adults converting. So, I don't know what's happening. I've been reading more into it lately, and there's been some polls about this, but it seems like it's kind of off topic, but it seems like the West as a whole, not just America, it seems like we're starting to have like kind of a religious like resurgence across the West.
The numbers have been going down for decades, and I believe in America they just plateaued, so they're no longer going down. They might be slightly increasing. Certain European countries they're increasing, and it's necessary. It's necessary for us, but it's especially necessary for France. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. France is not France without Christianity, and more specifically Catholicism. Again, I'm not Catholic, but as a nation, France needs Catholicism to be even slightly coherent or functional as a country. Ever since the Third Republic secularized the country, it has been nothing but downhill since. They have not been able to have a functional country. They had a couple of bright spots. They had a couple of great leaders, especially like right after World War II. But besides that, they've just been on a downward decline for centuries, and it's because of this. They need religion. They need a new government. Honestly, this Fifth Republic has really worn its welcome. But at the end of the day, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, necessary both for the civilization, our civilization shared, and for France itself. Just pray France becomes more Christian again. They need it.
The entire West. We're starting to see it like the Gallup polling shows like it's even in America's going up. Church attendance is going up a little bit.
No.
I do think people kind of realize that, oh, wait a minute. This nihilistic bullshit we dealt with for what 30 years now, really? It really started in the 90s. This crap of like, oh, we can't have religion. Religion's garbage. I think people are realizing that, oh, wait. Without religion, a godless society is awful. It is an awful society. It's not sustainable. And I hope people are realizing that. And,
when you go and you read essays from C.S. Lewis, you realize like the intelligentsia and the universities for quite a long time now had been secularized, and they have been kind of scoffing at the idea of God for a long time. And it took a few decades, but it finally flowed downstream at the latter half of the 20th century into mainstream culture. It came down from the universities and the institutions into the actual culture. It spilled out, and we got to live with that for 60, 70 years now. Everybody is pretty over it. I think that's the whole deal. I think everybody on the ground, we figured out what secular society feels like, it looks like, how people are treated, and people are not more moral. They're not more enlightened. They're just more evil. They do evil things to children. They do evil things to each other. They criminalize victims and victimize criminals. And people, even if they don't fully understand who God is or what denomination or faith they're supposed to practice, they just want out. They want objective morality back so that the world can stop being topsy-turvy. They're tired of the inverted morality.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we are.
American Nerd for 2, Rap, do you think that there will be a second Great Awakening within Christianity? Well, this happens every 200 years. It's like, oh, Christianity is going to die out this time. And then there's resurgence. It happens every, 100 years. It's going to die out this time. And then it surges out new record heights. This happens every time. It's been going on for 2,000 years. So, I think just common sense is happening now. I'm seeing it. The polling's showing it. So, but... hell, even some companies are saying they're gonna close down for Easter, which is crazy, but it's happening now. So, yeah.
There is no other foundation to our country that makes any sense. You go and anybody that reads the Founding Fathers, anybody that understands British common law, anybody that knows the classics that were being read by our founders, all this stuff that's integrated into our system does not function without a Christian morality. It doesn't function without a Christian system.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is everybody's returning to the center because they realize, oh, all that stuff we were trying to do didn't work. We tried to replace Christianity with naturalism, with science, with nominalism. It just didn't work. Everything's topsy-turvy, and we hate, we don't want children chemically castrated anymore. We don't want millions of children dying every single year. At least half the country believes that.
Yeah.
They're, like I said, they're just tired of the inverted morality, and they're not gonna most people, unless they're really social outcasts, they're not going to flip back to Islam or flip back to Judaism. There's only one core for them to return to, and it's Christianity. I'm sorry to say. I'm actually very glad to say, but you get what I mean.
I mean, it's just the thing with, I'm here from Islam that they're having problems they're not admitting to. Apparently, a bunch of Muslims are converting, and they're not willing to admit that. But it's one of those things where I do think we are seeing resurgence of Christianity. So, which is good. Again, what?
No, yeah, it's really good that we're having resurgence. People in the chat are saying Caroline Leavitt at the probably at the press conference just announced trade deals will be announced soon.
Okay, yeah. Hold on, let me pull this up. Caroline Leavitt. I forgot to say her name. There we go. Got it. Okay, there we go. Trade. Yeah.
They're probably watching this live stream.
Okay, I got it right here. Yep, okay. So, Caroline Leavitt just announced a trade/tariff deals will be announced soon. Trump was the person to sign off on all these deals, and now they're up to 15 deals now. Piece of paper put on the table, proposals that are actually be considered. Listen, he's gonna. I think this week we'll get an announcement. I'm hoping by Thursday we get Japan or something.
We need to have 1 or 2 deals by the end of the week. And that's not because I'm not trying to rush the administration, but they absolutely have to get some stuff out because it changes the tenor of the conversation, the international conversation.
Well, now China's if they sign a deal, they're done because now the EU is saying we're not going to work with China. They're saying, oh, we're gonna have a trade deal with China, and they backed off from that. So yeah. And China's panicking and is they're manipulating their stock market. Yeah, apparently they're the Chinese bank. They are manipulating the stock market at this point. So good for you. Good for you. Let's see what chat has to say before we end the stream. I was always curious about the existence of God, but I've seen too many miracles that happen, some within the same time span, that cannot be explained without divine intervention. Well, I mean, just like the universe can't be created without God. That's just my take, but that's just my take. And that's like the biggest miracle of them all. It's like we're here right now. We shouldn't be, but anyways, a revival of Christianity around the time of Easter is poetic. Yeah. Poetic. Big news. We need Japan, South Korea, and the whole sphere, especially to commit to a deal. We need to demonstrate to other countries that we can make good deals quickly and cooperate. Yeah, I think that's what people are realizing. They're realizing with China, which don't. First of all, never trust China with anything. They're never going to adhere to the deal anyways. But these countries, they're trying to negotiate with China, and apparently they're just saying, no, we want everything. You get nothing. So, Object Clay's candidate for 5. People forget that many states' constitution required state officials to be associated with some church. Adams said the Constitution is for religious/moral society. Well, no, it's an atheist country. No, it's supposed to be an atheist country, totally.
Yeah, no. So listen, like, there's also this thing where people criticize Jefferson for his behavior with the church in Virginia, and people always see it through the wrong lens. People look at Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, and they think that they see the libtards that they're talking to today. But you have to remember, Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, they came from a country where there was constant, like in the past century, constant religious persecution going both directions, like wherever you're going, like depending on who was in charge or what was going on. King James II, Oliver Cromwell, regardless of how you feel about it, they saw religious persecution, and what they wanted to promise the people in America was, well, you know, like, you're a religious minority, you're Baptist, whatever, we're going to make sure that you can freely practice your denominational faith, and that you're not like going to be forced by the Anglican Church of Virginia or whatever else to do something. So that was part of what happened in Virginia. And if without that context, I think people really misunderstand that. But neither of them believed that you could back down from Christian morals or Christian values. They believed in them fervently, even if some of our founding fathers at times were confused as to what was true about the faith. They believed in the values in an extreme fervent way. I mean, so much so that's like the whole point of like Jefferson, like trying to extract the values from the Gospels, was exposed. He was like, this is so important. It needs to exist for everyone, even people who aren't capable of believing. Like that was actually Jefferson's point in making that compilation he did, the Jefferson Bible. And again, a lot of people hate it, but I'm just like, no, he literally is just like, these values are so important, you should believe them whether or not you understand what God is. Also, like, something really interesting, I always bring up this point. Mass was served in the Capitol building all the way up until the basically the end of the Civil War. Like that was really like, so the first half of like the entire existence of this country, we, like, all of our politicians were going to church in the same Capitol building, you know, that they work in. You know, you gotta to like think about what that means. So there's two different ways of understanding separation of church and state in this country, and none of the founders thought of separation of church and state the way that it's expressed today. They were worried about religious freedom, not religious absence. So that's really important, and people just need to get that right. You need to get that right, otherwise you just end up hating America. Like if you decide, you know, you become a fervent trad, and you're just like, oh well, America's literally evil, they're corrupting everything. No, please give proper reverence not only to our spiritual ancestors in the church, but please just give reverence to the people who built the country that you benefit from. Okay, no, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, guys, this idea was atheist government. I guarantee you if the Founding Fathers saw what it was today, they'd be like, oh, quick, rewrite the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, rewrite it to make it more clear. Because
I would say, especially, like, if the politicians at the time when we were crossing from antebellum to Reconstruction, even though they had defeated the South, if they knew the repercussions of rewriting the state constitutions the way that they did, they would have reversed everything. They would have let the state churches remain. They probably wouldn't have destroyed the people going to those churches, like everything would have stayed. Like most of the southern states would have state churches if they knew what would happen when they were rewriting the constitutions.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what
that's
I'm
just a
talking
fact.
about. I mean, again, like the founding fathers, they never intended for atheism. That's never the intention. Like some were bullshit deists, but at least they believe in God. But it's like
okay, they never intended that, but they wanted to make a system that functioned because they saw nothing but dysfunction in Europe. They saw a bunch of really ancient, dilapidated monarchies that were on the brink of total collapse, and then they literally collapsed like less than a couple of like 1 decade after we finished our Revolutionary War. Like they collapsed in their entirety, and we saw monarchy after monarchy fall for the next century. So they were just seeing like an incoming collapse, and they were like, well, we have to make a better system than that. Let's get back to like the statescraft of the Romans and the Greeks, and like that's really what they were trying to get back to, and they were trying to infuse that with their already strongly held Christian beliefs. That was really it. They just wanted a functional system. They saw that the artificial aristocracies and the monarchies of old Europe were not functioning, and they saw the religious persecution that people were running away from in their home country, and they're like, well, let's try to figure out how to do it differently. And that's the premise of our country. We figured out a way to do it differently, and it was working. It worked really well. We just have to actually treasure what the intent was rather than strictly doing this legal argument. Oh, this is what it says, and this is what I want it to say. And no, we have to go by the intent. We have to go by the intent, not the letter.
I don't mind non-religious people, but some atheists have been saying, "Oh yeah, some of them are batshit crazy."
They are.
I mean, like they're just you can't have a conversation with them. You just just can't.
A true secular or true atheist person that like is workable is someone who you never really have a religious conversation with unless they're asking questions to you. Like I have a couple of friends like that, and you know we hang out, we do stuff together. I sometimes I do interject and I say a couple of things, but I try to like just teach them a couple things about Christianity, but like they never bother me. If an atheist is bothering you, they're not your friend.
Yeah.
You really like just be honest. They're not your friend. You need to be, hey, look, we can hang out, we can play games, we can watch stuff, we can go to the shooting range together. But if you're gonna be an asshole the whole time about religion, you just need to screw off because this is the foundation of our country. I'm not gonna hang around with you if you just insult the foundation of the country and my faith.
All right, so I think that's it, everybody. So we are on the second day of Holy Week, or yeah, third, I guess. But yeah, so we will be back tomorrow with another stream. Again, we will not be streaming on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for obvious reasons. I hope everyone's had a great day. American Nerd for 5. Which would have been better for the country, the way Jefferson wanted the Constitution to be, or the way Hamilton wanted it to be? I mean, I think we got.
Okay, well, that's like the primary contention of all like American philosophy. It's this battle of John Locke, the father of liberalism, versus Thomas Hobbes. That's Jefferson versus Hamilton. That's true American politics. Right now, American Nerd, we're all kind of pushing for Hamilton's society. We're trying to get back to Hamilton's vision. I'm not a Hamiltonian though. I'm a Jeffersonian. But I don't believe I can actually practice Jeffersonianism until we get back to what Hamilton was actually trying to do with the country. So I know that sounds complicated, but just understand. Yeah, we're neither. It's dysfunctional shit stain of a mockery of what the country used to be. And really, that what I believe Trump and JD Vance are, I think they are true Hamiltonian politicians. And I'm hoping that we actually get like a full restoration of the Hamiltonian concept of centralized government. And yeah, maybe one day in a couple decades from now, when we've fixed everything, maybe I'm not on the same side as you guys. Maybe I join an opposition party. But I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm thinking about saving the country, and that's what we all have to be worried about.
And the Hamiltonian system is the way to do it. That's the only way to do it right now. Again, I have my own takes on both, but that's what American politics always was before, like. Oh, gosh.
So, like, right now we're straying really far away from what America's supposed to be. Period. Hamilton is at least a vision of what America's supposed to be. If we get back to Hamilton, like a lot of things will get better, and then the things that get worse because of the flaws in Hamiltonian society, I feel that they will become more pronounced, and then I can actually start talking about why we don't want to live in that kind of society.
like-
But we got to get back there first.
It's a
We got to
vision,
get back
like-
there first.
Right now, it's like I don't even know what you call this system. It's like it's just dog shit. It's a combination of like 150 years of shit combined to one. Like it combines the worst aspects of like Wilson, FDR, and all of them into. Again, I have no word for it.
It's postmodern liberal hellhole with a totally a wholly monarchical executive presidency. And I know at one point Hamilton actually argued for having a monarch in the United States, but that was the convention that he lost. He was booed out. He had to run away when he did that. That was not the Hamiltonian vision that actually won. Even though he once suggested monarchy. But yeah, we have a fully monarchical executive with a draconian judicial branch and a totally incompetent legislative. So it's like none of this works. None of it works. Let's just get back to a version of America that works, and then we can work out our differences there.
Hamiltonianism versus Jeffersonianism. That's what it should
Hello,
be.
Rap. How's it going?
Good. American Nerd for 2. Any good movies to watch for Holy Week wrap? I guess Passion of the Christ. That's one.
Well, I will say,
I don't know how good it is, but I've heard mildly good things about The Chosen.
The Chosen,
I don't.
It pissed off the traditionalists. That's what I'm gonna say. So.
It pissed them
dude,
off, but I have talked to people that appreciate it. What's up?
dude, the traditionalists get pissed off at like anything. It's like I'm sorry, like Al Carbo said the Costco guys were like, like the Costco guys were like anti-Christian or whatever because like
They're Jewish
raised-
spies trying to
Yeah.
subvert our country. Don't you
Yeah.
realize that's why they go?
Anyways,
Every
I was
time they
just
go
going for
boom.
a sec. I did need to tell some breaking news. There's apparently a bubble in the Coachella tickets because 60% of people, did you talk about this, paid without they did the buy now pay later strategy, dude.
Bruh.
I think it's over.
Good. American Nerd for 3. What about the Prince of Egypt? Oh, that's up there. Prince of Egypt. Well, I would
Yeah.
well, for
Prince of Egypt is one of the best movie that they've ever done. Yeah, it's like it's not. I mean, I guess it's a story about Passover, so
I guess
it kind of fits in. It's the same period of the year, so yeah. Prince of Egypt, good movie.
That's a really good one. Very underrated. Is The Chosen made by a Mormon studio? Well, they were a part of the Mormon stuff, but then they kind of left. And the problem with The Chosen is like I think the problem is like apparently they have like all the denominations there trying to make decisions all at once, and it just becomes like just watered down stuff at times. So yeah. But The Chosen is not bad. It just even they said don't take it as like actual theology. They'll be like, oh, my beliefs are based on The Chosen. Don't.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You might get some bad theology. Like if you study and you read, you'll know the differences. Someone's asking about the last temptation of Christ. Please, oh God, oh dear, no. Can you please look? I'm already kind of being dicey with The Chosen. Can you please stop with this crap?
I understand what they were trying to do, but it's bad. I understand the idea, but the way they did it was just no.
No.
Yeah, I
Don't go down that direction.
The 10 Commandments. Oh, that's up there too. There's a lot of good ones, but the problem is like there has been a good one in The Passion of Christ. That's probably the last good one. Have you heard of the David TV show? I heard about it. I didn't watch it though. So yeah, I
watched a little. I watched a little bit of David. I can say at the very least of like the little bit I watched. Like I think I watched the first episode. It was like a really interesting thing. There may be a couple minor complaints I have about it, but like overall, I actually kind of really liked the one episode of David I saw.
But yeah, it just like the problem with like Christian movies and stuff. A big problem with them is just like it's just bad. A lot of them are because they don't. How to describe this? It just shit. I don't know why, but just like they fuck it up every time. Like not like the Prince of Egypt's amazing. That's a great movie. Passion of Christ, those are good. But there's like a lot of like shitty Christian movies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like the ones that's like, the atheist's a terrible person, the Christian's a saint. I hate those movies so much. And that's like 95% of them.
The I forget what it's called, but like the one oh yeah, no, God is not dead. The one where like the whole plot of the movie is basically the atheist intellectual being really annoying, and like the end of the the end of the movie is him being hit by a car and dying, and like the atheist is like sitting there like dying on the street, and like he has like a, what do you call it, what no, like the thing where you get technically baptized, baptism of passion. What is it called? I'm freaking forgetting.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know why the phrase isn't coming to me, but you guys get what I mean. Like he has a very last moment conversion moment right before he dies, and that's supposed to be the happy ending. Is that he got hit by a car, so he converts to Christianity and dies immediately.
And that's a problem a lot of people have. It's like, oh, just tell a good story. Don't do the shit of, oh, he's a bad person, but then he gets hit by a truck and he becomes a Christian. No, that's stupid.
Oh yeah, and then there's the Rapture movies, right?
Oh,
yeah, those are pretty bad.
Every time I hear about the Rapture, I'm gonna throw myself off a building. Sorry, Seth.
Yeah, but sorry. Like there was some like popular books going around 30, 40 years ago about the Rapture, but like it's bad. It's terrible theology. It's awful theology.
It's like a fictional series, I think, and like that popularized the idea. Guys, the Rapture's bullshit. Sorry to break this to you, but it's like
baptism of desire. That was what the phrase I was thinking of. He has a baptism of desire at the last minute.
Yeah. What about the new King of Kings? I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but
Mike, we do believe that you can have a baptism of desire. Like that is a fundamental Catholic belief.
Yeah.
You can have a baptism of desire, Mike. But like, what we're not criticizing like the idea of a baptism of desire. We're criticizing like the idea that like the whole premise of the movie isn't like some sort of like deep reflective change in the heart of the atheist. It's just you get hit by a car and die. It's like that's it. It's like atheist is cringe, so he gets killed. So, like that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, Left Behind. Yeah, that's a shitty book series. That's one that popularized Rapture stuff. I remember. Yep. Left Behind's awful. It's like the one
Left Behind. It's like one of Nicolas Cage's worst performances ever, too, which is the hilarious part because he's already not like always a great actor.
Hey, wait a minute. I like Nicolas Cage.
There's a couple ones, a couple of those movies that I like, but he phoned it in so hard on that one.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the Left Behind stuff, like that's a problem with like the modern Christian film stuff. Whatever you want to call it, just shit. It's not really Christian. It's not even an interpretation of something. It's just, you're an atheist, you're bad, you're going to hell. You baptize yourself on the last second. It's like, that's what is this? All right. Charlie Howard for 5. As a son of Southern Baptist minister, I could tell you from experience, most Christian movies are cheesy as all get out with terrible writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't focus on the characters. That's not that's the biggest problem. They don't focus on the actual characters that matter. It's like, oh yeah, this guy has an actual conversion. No, it's, this guy's a bad person because atheism, and this guy's a good person because he's a Christian.
Well, yeah, so like the people writing these movies don't understand the faith. Most of the people going to church don't understand the faith. Everybody just has to pick up some books and actually learn what they actually believe. That's like, honest to God, like that's the real fix to all of this. I'm not telling everybody to mass convert to my version of Christianity, Orthodox Christianity. Well, I would love that. You guys should do that. But what I'm actually saying is like, just learn what you actually believe. Like actually teach yourself the very inner granular details of what you actually believe, and then go make content. But like, I'll say the other thing. The other thing about this is just that whether it's movies or it's music, as Christians, we get all of the failures from the secular industry. It used to be backwards. People used to make secular music after they failed to make it as Christian musicians. But now we're in this reverse world where we get all of the worst talent from the failed people in those industries, and then they come and make crappy like Beans C-rated movies and terrible music for us. It's really bad. We need just more genuinely talented people coming to make Christian media in that on the outset.
Well, that's always been kind of my goal because, well, not just Christian stuff, but just good content. Like we have nothing. There's been nothing good. Well, there's some good stuff here and there, but I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of the same crap over and over again. And like you're saying, it's just a big problem where we all the crappy, like the sloppy seconds, basically. They suck.
Oh.
No offense, but that's what happens. But yeah. Yeah, I recommend everyone becomes a Christian, but I'm not forcing anyone to be a Catholic, though. Again, I'm a little biased, but just avoid Mormonism and Jehovah's Witness stuff. Just avoid that stuff. That's what I'm gonna say. But anyways, Rapture's literally less than 150 years old. Yeah, it's like it's not that old. But Orthodox. Oh gosh, she posted that chat really.
I posted that because Baylan was like telling screw Orthodox. You're like, listen, like I'm doing a stream with the Catholics, so I'm trying to be very cordial and ecumenical right now. But yeah, no, I believe what I actually believe, so screw you. So like, I actually believe what I believe, faggot. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's just like
sorry.
Again, like in my opinion, it's like I'm Catholic, but I have no issues with like Orthodox or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, no, I don't either. I'm really cool. I literally am engaged to a Catholic. I don't care. I don't care. I care about Christ Church, and I want people to be Orthodox, but I'm not going to sit here and preach to people. We're talking about politics. We're trying to fix our country. We're trying to save the country. That's why we're here. Okay.
And I hate the discussion like if you're not a Southern Baptist, you're going to hell. I hate that. When people start talking like that just pisses me off. But anyways, American Nerd for 10. Did y'all know the guy who wrote the original book for Ben-Hur was a Union general of the Civil War who ordered the arrest of Billy the Kid in New Mexico? Wait, what? Wait, what? Is that real? Get Mel Gibson to start a Christian studio. Well, he kind of does. He kind of has that. But it's Mel Gibson. So. Be a rebel, be a Christian. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. So true. So true.
Yeah.
So true.
John Rose canceled.
Canceled. I said the F slur. I said the F slur because I was mildly irritated at a commentator. Oh my.
I think that's it. But yeah, that was interesting in the last couple minutes. Then you guys get people who believe Christmas and Easter are pagan holidays. Oh, every time I hear that, I want to punch somebody. I hate that so much. Oh, it's a pagan holiday. Shut the fuck up. Just go watch Inspiring Philosophy's video on that. It's bullshit.
Like it's also partially like based off of the idea that like Easter is what we use as the word, but like most countries that celebrate like Easter, that's not the word that they use. They use a variation of Pascha, which is the Paschal season. It's literally Passover. It's the same thing. It's Christian. It's Christian. It's Hebrew. It's just a different freaking name. It's called Pascha. So no, Easter is just like what some of us like kind of semi-Germanic language speaking people say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like wait, people say Christmas is a pagan holiday. Are you serious? Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they say Christmas is a pagan holiday because it wasn't celebrated for a few centuries. There are a couple of specific Christian saints that set up Christmas in various different regions. You can go and read about St. Nicholas's life, St. Nicholas of Myra, where a lot of Christian traditions stem from. They stem from literally
St. Nicholas of pagan, totally.
St. Nicholas of Myra's life is the backbone of a lot of Christian traditions, including the stockings we put up by the fireplace. St. Basil in the East is one of the premises for gift giving. Like again, you just read these guys' lives, you understand. And the reason it's connected to Christ is, well, number one, that's when he was born. We calculate Christ's birth by the birth of John the Baptist, which we know because of the gospel records. We could literally learn from the gospels when John the Baptist was born. And then based off of biblical events, we can then calculate that Jesus was born around the winter solstice, probably December 25th. Yeah. And so, but it's just that the connection between St. Nicholas of Myra and St. Basil's acts of charitable giving are connected to Christ through the charity that God gave to us by bestowing the greatest gift that humanity could ever have, his only begotten son.
Yeah.
Okay. You get it? You get it? That's the connection. That's the connection.
St. Nicholas. Yeah. St. Nicholas is a real person. I don't know why people don't understand this. He's a real person. Oh, he actually slapped some people at one of the councils, but
Yeah. Saint Nicholas of Myra was a real guy. He was at the first council that affirmed Christ's divinity. He also like helped young brides get married because like back then the bride's family needed to have money to get married to like pay for the wedding and stuff, but like they were poor. So he would use like the fortune that he was left. He would like stick gold bars in socks and throw them into people's houses so that the brides had money to get married. That's part of the stocking tradition.
That's paganism. Oh, Santa Claus is a pagan. I freaking
a very explicit story about a Christian doing Christian things. That's pagan, bros.
Because it's like every time it's always paganism because some far out religious cult in like Scandinavia that 5 people adhered to. Yeah, they did something kind of similar. Do you think the Christians really cared about the random religious cult? What they did? Come on. It's common sense.
No, like if there are like pagan or secularized or commercial elements, they really came in the past century or two. I know like even Christmas trees themselves, like everybody liked them and the royalty liked them, so they got like imported into our holiday, but like that wasn't until like the late 1800s, dudes. I don't know if you knew that. Like we were celebrating Christmas without Christmas trees for like 1500 years. So
I'm getting sick of these people. Again, listen, it's not just like some random atheist. Now it's like that like that guy that's supposedly Christian. That's that Bryson guy, whatever his name is, on Twitter. What's
Bryson?
I gotta find it because it was a stupid tweet yesterday. Let me find it. Where is it at? Where is it? Chat, give me a second. It's
Pinocchio Sunday saying incorporating pagan traditions into Christianity made the conversion more appealing to locals who wanted to keep their traditions. So when we talk about synergism, there are certain types of synergism that were positive, and there's certain types of synergism that are negative. So in the Celtic tradition, they were able to incorporate their ideas of infinity and like Celtic concepts of the transcendental, and it was able to be incorporated into the Christian tradition without damaging the theology. And this was actually specifically the doing of a couple of very specific saints like Saint Bridget of Kildare, and a couple of others. So like there's times when like local customs get like imported into local Christianity, and that is okay because the nation and Christ, the nation is to be married to Christ, and that is okay. So it's okay for like national customs to be incorporated into state churches. But there's sometimes you have bad synergism, and that's when like a lot happens in Latin America because the Catholic Church was being persecuted by many of the governments there, especially when they were breaking away from the Spanish Empire. So you had a lot of anti-Catholic sentiment that was preventing the resolution of synergism, and so now you have some like you kind of have a halfway house where they have like the Santa Muerte cults where they worship like this death god, and it's like they're just treated like a saint. Like none of us think that's okay, but you have to understand the reason that the Catholic authorities couldn't actually like finish cleaning out the bad synergism. It was partially because the government was getting in the way. I'm going to be honest. It was persecuting the clergy and everything. It's just really bad. You have to get that. History's messy. Everything's messy. It's okay. Synergism is okay when it doesn't hurt theology. It's bad when it does hurt theology. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was Bryson Gray. This guy's like a big account on Twitter, and like he's supposedly Christian, but he's saying like, oh, Easter's pagan and Passover's biblical. Which Passover's biblical, but it's like, how can you say Easter's pagan when they were celebrating this for 2,000 years? Why would they celebrate a pagan holiday? That's the biggest question. It's like these people, like they're either the direct disciples of Christ, or they knew someone that knew Christ. Why would they celebrate some random holiday in like northern Germany or whatever? Why? It makes no sense whatsoever, but that's what these people are pushing, and it's insane. All right. It seems like many Christians are falling for every holiday comes with paganism, despite there being no actual evidence. Well, that's the thing. That's what the atheists push. It's like, oh, every holiday is paganism. And that's why you're religious bullshit, which is insane, but...
Every single atheist or pagan argument against Christianity is a ploy to abuse your lack of knowledge. All you have to do to destroy every atheist or pagan that tries to bother you is to read books. Like, that's literally all you have to do. You just have to actually read. I know that's hard for some people. Just freaking read, bro.
Alright, everybody, so I think it's time we end the stream here. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. So I think that's it. We'll be back tomorrow, and of course, it is Holy Week, so we're getting close. Alright, we'll see you guys next stream. Then you ever see us at Godspeed.